Hello. Welcome to Wereoffended, You're Offended. My name is Tyler and I like Deke. How was that for a fucking intro?
Fucking beautiful.
Rebel's so creepier.
Yeah.
Fucking put hair on your asshole.
Wow. You've had a little bit of that wobbly pop, haven't you?
My name is Sean King. I am a white man who pretends to be black because I hate myself.
Well, that is what you're taught.
Hey, fuck the man, fuck the white man. Am I right, fellow, you white man?
Yeah. Woo.
You're a girl.
No, I'm not. What are you talking about? I'm a total dude. Sup, bitches? So you
So
say,
how's the
right?
sound check going? Is the sound check good? Does I sound good? Do I sound like coming in clear?
Yeah, that was really creepy.
Hello, Claire.
Oh, don't do that with your mustache. This creeps me out when you start twirling it at the ends.
It's called Evil Man. Go on, let me sound like Dr. Fauci. Uh actually, we twirl our mustaches because we like to be like evil villains.
And because you are science, right?
Yeah, that's true. I am science. I am the science. You married me, you dumbass. Are you recording right now? Are you? I think I shit myself.
It's really disgusting. I just realized my mic was muted that whole time. When I was talking about how you stood up out of your chair and farted in the air.
Oh, thank God. I thought I was gonna be muted.
Nope.
The world needs to know that I did doo-doo in my pants.
Well, the world will all sleep a much sounder sleep tonight knowing that.
Alright, you wanna alright, you know what? Let's just get into this shit show. Yay. Alright, no more IQ test. IQ test. We know who's smarter.
Yeah, me.
Fuck you.
By a landslide.
Okay, it's not that much.
Well,
I might be dumb compared to you. I fucking that's one thing
oh,
my
hey,
friends
this is
hate here.
recording. I have this on recording. You said that you're dumber than me. I can hold on to this forever.
Let it be known that I don't care what you have to say, fucking global news. Like, literally, the last thing I fucking care about is what you actually have to say. Last I checked, women belonged in the kitchen. Okay,
Well, I mean, I can't really argue with that. However, I don't belong in a kitchen. You belong in the kitchen.
that's true. It's funny, the only job women are good for is still better, produced by a man. How weird.
Yeah, it's a true story.
The only the only thing that women hold on. The one thing that women were better at men at was, giving birth to children, but now they're called birthing people, so
I was totally gonna say that we still give birth to children, and then you went and did that one. So
called
prove me
birthing
wrong.
people. Birthing people.
Well, those people can suck my dick. How about that? You know who you remind me of right now, especially with that face, Jack Black.
You know, when I was younger, people used to say I yell like Adam Sandler, and then I
Really?
looked like Tim Curry, and now apparently I look like Jack Black.
It was that face that you just did, 100%. But the funny thing is, like when they said Tim Curry, I was like, what? I could see only in certain pictures of Tim Curry a very, very reaching slight resemblance. Very reaching.
Okay, what about this? What about this? Alright, you look at me! Space! Tim Curry.
That was scary.
All right, you wanna know about some other shit that's scary?
So many.
So, you can check us out, we got some good stories for you. Manitoba is kicking out some of its MPs because they refuse to disclose whether they are actually vaccinated. How about Black Lives Matter thinks Santa is actually black, which he actually came from Turkey, which would actually make him white, at the very least, brown. But he's not brown. Whoopi Goldberg, why are you fucking black in a Santa outfit?
Did
I
you
don't.
say Whoopi Goldberg? Why are you black? Why are you
Yeah.
white? You
Oh,
can't
Whoopi
ask
Goldberg.
someone that question.
Hey, you remember I've heard about you on The View. You're void. You're empty.
Are you black?
Why are you black, Whoopi Goldberg?
Tyler, why are you white?
Why does her Santa head have dreadlocks?
She's Whoopi Goldberg. I mean, so what's up, everybody? Welcome to Casual Friday. First off, I would like to, before we get into this shit, and it's shit, I would like to
Crunch and munch. Crunch
we're
and munch.
sponsored by, no, we're totally not sponsored by Crunch and Munch, but he's eating Crunch and Munch. So anyway, but before we get started, I wanted to send out a special thank you to one of our viewers, a Maury Altmore, who had donated to our Patreon. And because of his wonderful donation, we were able to get a program where you no longer will see the watermark across the video anymore. So wanted to say a special thank you to our viewer for helping to donate to our Patreon. Thank you. All right, so get into this stuff. You can check us out on Rumble, YouTube. It sure did. Twitter, Facebook, Anchor, Spotify, anywhere you want to listen to podcasts, pretty much. We will be there. So don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and share. We love to be shared.
Share. Please share. Share.
Do you believe in love after love? You said share.
You know she's been trapped in Las Vegas for like the past 10 years.
No,
Yeah. She's been on a fucking Las Vegas show for the past decade.
I had no idea, to be completely
That's
honest.
yeah.
All right.
So let's free share from Las Vegas. Although Reno, I love Reno. I've been through Reno. I fucking love Reno.
I wouldn't know. Never been anywhere. Well, I've been one place.
Yeah, my asshole.
True story, but
No, but Reno, I really liked Reno. I think Reno is a beautiful little city. Las Vegas, everyone that I've talked to that has been to Las Vegas off the strip is fucking phenomenal. Anywhere off the strip, you can find super cheap food that's good, really good food.
Hmm.
And it's, like hotels and then you could go down to the strip and it's just, "Oh, yeah, please vape into that fucking microphone." There's nothing I love more in this world than to vape into the fucking microphone.
see, the viewers can't hear that because that mic I have muted. You're welcome, Tyler. And you're welcome, viewers, for not having to listen to that. That face, though.
Maybe we should get cameras. They could see my disgust. So I've been looking at, did you guys know that Apple pollination chart, did you know that arcane actually transplants with arcanes? Arcanes also do not transplant with arcanus. Okay, I'm just joking. I'm joking. I'm okay. Um, Okay, so we do have a couple articles to get into today. Hold on. So, yeah, so like we said, there Manitoba Manitoba MPs are actually being kicked out of, caucus because they're refusing to disclose their vaccination status, which I find really, cool. Fuck you laugh. Why you How about Rebel So
You
I
said
think this is
cock.
made in Ohio?
Caucus.
Oh, really? How old are you?
15. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, so they're being kicked out of, Manitoba's looking at pushing more of this kinda and I'll say this, I've said this from almost from the start. Almo Only reason why I say almost from the start is because I've said when we first discovered or I should when scientists first understood what COVID was, we didn't know what we were dealing with, which I'm you know what? We don't know what we're dealing with. I'm totally fine with that. I think anyone that's reasonable would say, "Hey, we don't know what we're dealing with. Let's find out what we're dealing with, and then let's kind of fucking formulate a plan from there." Fuck, I swore. Fuck, and I swore. Fuck. God, shit. I'm
Really?
trying not to swear as
Really?
much.
You sounded like you had Tourette's of the swears right there.
Yeah. So, like when this first started, okay, I can totally support the idea of, "Hey, we don't know what we're dealing with. We're seeing reports out of Italy, like, a lot of people were dying, and we weren't sure, like, the effect of, like, old age people." We had none of the information that we have now. I can I think anyone that's reasonable would be able to understand that, and that's the thing. Like, I see a lot of people that when they're kinda what? The fuck did you just say to me?
Relax. I was looking at the article and I was like, "Oh, December 15th."
Oh, yeah. So for anyone that, okay, what was I saying? Okay, yeah, so when we weren't exactly sure what we were dealing with, and so my thought process has always been, what are the people that know stuff are doing? That's always kind of been my thought is, you know, I'm sorry, I'm not as smart as Kim, apparently. She's fucking smarter than me.
True story.
Fucking IQ 127, fuck
Damn
you.
right, 114.
You just call me
I
114?
did. You just
Wow.
said 127 to me, so, you know.
Okay, so, anyways, so with, if we didn't know what we were dealing with, I think it would be unreasonable for people to say, like, you know, well, I've said it about 10 times, but, I've been drinking, so fuck yourself. Oh, wait, fuck, fuck. God, fuck.
Hey, Tourette's boy. We get it. Fuckity fuck shit fuck.
Hey, don't swear, asshole.
Hey, I'm not the one trying to stop swearing. I can't stop swearing. Well, I could stop swearing if I wanted to, but I don't want to.
Okay, but I'm trying to make us family friendly, so fudge.
Family friendly?
Yeah, we get more money when it's family friendly
Ew.
as opposed
Ew.
yeah, well, you know what?
You know what? I already
I
have
like
I
money.
listen, I deal with our kids because 'cause they're our kids and I love them. I don't like other kids, okay?
You're a piece of doo-doo.
Poo poo.
Yeah, you're a
I'm a
big
piece of
piece
poo
of poo-poo.
poo in the what do you call it?
I
What do
don't
people
know,
call it?
okay.
The we I don't fucking know.
Okay. Stop, you can't say fuck.
Sorry.
Stop saying
Listen,
fuck.
okay, fork.
That's a lot better than fuck.
All right, well, stop forking saying
Fuck he needs in.
the F bomb then.
Grab doggy. Doggy go fuck? You don't jack off in my face, faggot. Oh, wait, that's a bad word, sorry, okay. Don't say faggot because that's a derogatory word, so okay, don't please, for anyone that does not know hello, puppy. So for anyone that doesn't know, do not say the word faggot. You can say fuck and fuckface and every other F word. Do not say faggot.
Okay, so if you listen to us on YouTube, we'll probably get booted off. We are also on Rumble and a bunch of other places. Yeah.
Okay, so, what was the original point I was making? Oh, right, okay, so we didn't know, scientists weren't able to understand exactly what was going on here. Um, Taiwan was saying, "Hey, it can be transmitted by people," and the the WHO, Whovilles were saying, Taiwan, you don't even exist according to China, so, yeah, we're not gonna listen to you because you're Taiwan. Therefore, we don't listen to you."
Come on. Hey,
Yeah.
literally, you are never eating beans again. I am going to take them out of our house. You are never allowed to eat beans again.
Stop buying them. How about stop buying fucking Heinz? Heinz.
What do you
How
got
about
against
that?
Heinz? What's Heinz got against
They're
things now?
fucking attacking my body. That's what they're doing. They're fucking
Yes, they
causing me
are.
gastrointestinal issues. That's what they're
I'm going to
causing.
ask our listeners if they could please donate to our Patreon so I can get a gas mask because this is chemical warfare and I don't fight back that way.
Okay, you can call me Muammar Gaddafi because I chemically, like, gas my fucking people.
Wow.
Just call me Muammar. There we go. Huh?
Momar?
Muammar Gaddafi.
Okay.
Which was the I don't know if he was I don't know what their official title, but he was like the prime minister, president of Syria, and apparently he gassed his people, which is what I'm doing in this fucking house right now. I'm about to nuclear. I'm about to chemical war. I'm gonna go fucking Agent Orange on this motherfucker. That's what I'm about to fucking do. Agent fucking Orange.
That was
Okay.
scary. Oh my God. Have another drink.
Right, back in a sec.
Oh my God.
Muammar Gaddafi. Huh? Represent. All right. We actually have articles to talk about, not just Muammar Gaddafi in Syria and the whole. Okay. Um. Okay. Huh. Okay. So, according to Global News, Manitoba cabinet minister to be removed from caucus if not vaccinated by December 15th. So this is a shitty article from Global News. And it says, so Premier Stephenson expects all members of cabinet and caucus to be fully vaccinated, which is pretty cool because that definition of vaccination has been changing.
Yeah, which really doesn't make any sense. Like, I could understand people okay, just say what it is. It's a freaking flu shot.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. It's a flu shot. It's not a vaccination. And you cannot take a vaccination word and all of a sudden decide, hey, I'm going to give it a new meaning now. Okay, how about just use the proper word for it instead of changing the meaning of a word we already had existed?
Okay. So one thing that funny that you say that. Oh my god, you. Sorry, doggy needs scratches, and anyone that has a dog or has a pet knows you give fucking scratches to your. Oh, sorry, you give fudging scritches to your dog. Otherwise,
Barky Barky assumes.
yeah, you're a terrible human being if you do not give your doggy or your kitty scritches.
True story.
Okay, but so it's really funny because they actually did change the definition of vaccination, a vaccine. It does not mean what it meant, just a few months ago. And it's really let's just yeah. like, as you said, let's just call it what it is. It's a flu shot because with how fucking leaky this is, the last thing okay, so for anyone that knows, the SR-71 Blackbird was leaky. That thing was leaky. The last thing that thing did was actually hold fuel in its fuselage. That's what this is. This is the SR-71 of fucking vaccines. 'Cause if this thing is anything, is fucking securing anything. It's a flu shot. Let's just call it what it is. Let's stop playing this game because we were originally told if you get your flu vaccine shot, see, I almost said fucking flu shot. I mean fudging because you can't say fuck because if I say fuck too many fucking times, YouTube is gonna say, "Hey, fuck face, you're too fucking sweary in this fucking article, so you're not gonna be able to fucking say this shit." Okay, so I'm gonna say, you know what? Fuck you. How about fuck you, fucking YouTube? Fuck you. I mean,
Wow, you suck at this not swearing thing. Anyway, let's look at the definition of vaccine, shall we? A substance used to stimulate the production of antibodies and provide immunity against one or several diseases, prepared from a causative agent of the disease. Its products or its synthetic substitute treated to act as an antigen without inducing the disease. Every year, the flu vaccine is modified to deal with a new strain of the virus. Funny, I don't remember it ever being called a flu vaccine.
well, and so, okay, so like I said, when we didn't know what we were dealing with, especially with, you were seeing stuff coming out of Italy. And for anyone that doesn't know, Italy had to turn away, I think it was 3,000,000 pieces of medical equipment because it was defective. And you seen an explosion. I remember this. That was actually yeah, explosion. Seeing a a significant rise in cases in Italy because that and especially a lot of, like, Middle Eastern countries actually, there's quite a few North America is specifically very good at we tell our old people to go fuck off. I mean, fudge off. Sorry, I'm trying.
Are you though?
I'm trying. I'm trying.
Well, you fork and
Fudge off.
suck at it.
Fudge. I'm trying. Okay, but so, Italy has a lot of multi-generational families in living in one house. And to be fair, okay, total tangent. I love Italy architecture. But anyways, but their family structure, I can't because I would probably strangle my mom and leave her in a fucking shallow grave.
I would probably,
Strangle my mom?
listen, both of our moms are very similar, I'm not gonna lie. They're they're two peas in a pod.
Okay, but so, you were seeing I think reports are coming out of Canada. Okay, and for anyone that doesn't know, please, Rebel did a and this was the turning point for me, where I went from, "Okay, you're being a little fucking I mean, fudging, sorry, I'm trying, okay? Just they're being a little hyperbolic when people are saying that this is like, manufactured and blah, blah, blah. When I seen Canada with the China fudging war games was saying, "Oh, well, it's completely made up," and soldiers were coming back with, with symptoms, and they were, why are you looking at me like I'm crazy?
I'm just listening in disbelief. Continue.
Oh, oh, okay. So when soldiers were coming back that were showing, like, severe illness and, the Canadian government was saying, like, "Oh, don't worry about it. No big deal. Just, go home. Don't worry."
Yeah, there was no quarantining and they knew that this stuff was happening at the moment.
Well, and when you see, like, Chinese nationals from all over the country were buying up PPE, face masks and a lot of this type of
Did
stuff.
not a red flag go up anywhere? Just wondering.
Well, and a lot of these initial and so, like, some people, were saying, "Oh, well, this is all, this is a chemical weapon, and this is a way to control the government or, to control the populace," and all this type of stuff. At the start of it, we were saying, like, "No, there's no way." Like, 'cause I was a ri like, for okay, so for me, I was saying, like, what we're experiencing, what we're dealing with, we live in a Western civilization. We're democracy, we're rule of law, you know, we have a discourse and things are discussed and talked about, and, you know, votes, where you have individual freedom to make a choice. Like, maybe call me a little, wet behind the ears, if, I still got that little, like, fresh, vagina smell or whatever.
What the fuck?
Well, when a baby's first born, they still get that fresh vagina smell. Why are you looking at me like that? Don't look at me like that.
Uh, I'm just speechless.
Okay, but, maybe I'm a little more ignorant. I put a lot of more faith in our systems than I think a lot of more people did at the time, and you know what, the thing is, I've come around, and it's really weird that the picture on this global news article is someone groping a little girl's chest. Fucking
Oh my
creep.
god, right? I was literally
I
thinking that exact same thing. I was like, "What the fuck is with this
I
thumbnail?"
I yeah, like, aw, like,
Of all
I
the
feel
pictures they could have chosen, it
yeah,
was that one?
yeah, like, I don't know,
Yes,
whatever.
it's probably the little girl's mother, but still, it looks a little
No, those are
that's
maybe
not a
no, those
man
are women.
hand.
No,
Those are women's hands.
those are fat woman hands.
Those are not fat woman hands. They don't look like sausages like mine. It's not fucking fat woman hands.
Alright, okay, so anyways, so when
Wow, by the
I'll
way.
just reiterate, when, Taiwan was saying, or I guess, hold on, specifically, China was saying, "Oh, this cannot be transmitted," or the World Health Organization was saying, "This cannot be transmitted," meant, fuck, dude. I mean, fudge, unspecified sexual orientation.
Look. Oh, shit. I mean, sure.
Stop
Oh!
it. Stop it. Stop swearing. We're gonna get demonetized. Even though we're not monetized, I don't wanna get demonetized because then YouTube's gonna say, "Hey, fucko." But except they're gonna say in their social justice warrior way is gonna be like, "Hey, uncivilized swine."
Well, technically, we're monetized on Rumble. We just don't have enough viewers to actually make anything off of it yet.
Yes, so, with that being said, check us out on Rumble
Rumble.
'cause Rumble isn't, YouTube, and Rumble actually gives money to people that have free speech in mind. How about that? You like free speech? You like to be able to speak your mind? You like to be able to say things that maybe the fucking fudging corporate lords, fuck you. I'd be able to fuck it. Okay, anyways.
Are you okay? Like, do we need a minute? Do you need a timeout? Do you need a hug? Are you gonna be okay? You seem a little angry.
You fucking four eyes fuck.
You're one to talk. Yeah.
Okay, so anyways, all right, okay. Let's get down to the fudge and skinny here. What are you empty? Okay, anyways,
Getting there.
I don't okay, so anyways, from global news. So okay, so Manitoba cabinet ministers to be removed from caucus if not vaccinated. Okay, so Premier Stephenson expects all members of cabinet and caucus to be fully vaccinated, which is why I made the point of what's weird because vaccinated is has changed its meaning from one shot to two shot to three shot, whatever. In time for new requirements for access to the Manitoba Legislative Building.
Actually, interesting little factoid for anybody who has a job that is requiring vaccination status.
Hello.
It's I don't know if it's in everybody else's, but I know in certain contracts it has said that, you have to be fully vaccinated, but then it'll say But of course, that is subject to change depending on what it is that the government or whoever deems is fully vaccinated at the time. So then in turn, things can change. So um if right now it's 2 shots to be fully vaccinated, it could then in turn be 3 shots or 4 shots or 10 shots, whatever. Like, it can change. So they have that kinda written in the contract there to kinda protect their own butts and, yeah, it's neat.
Well, and that's kinda been the big issue with this. A lot of it has to do with they're kinda they're kinda going through, like, insurance is saying, like, "Insurance will not cover us if you are not fully vaccinated." And that's kind of a like, if your healthcare system, a lot of your individual choice is based on insurance companies, I don't know, are you really free? Are you really available to make those choices? But
I'm gonna say that do I agree with this whole vaccine mandate? I'm pretty sure anybody who is a regular listener or people who are new and haven't listened, I'm not. I do not believe in the vaccine mandates whatsoever. However, do I believe that unfortunately I have to bend over and take it up the tailpipe? Yeah. But the thing is that, however, I do believe that in a lot of businesses' cases, that it's not their fault. I think that they are following the rules that they are put in front of them, and they're being told, okay, you have to put these things in place in order to protect yourself, protect your business, protect your employees. Because if you do not, and if one of your employees gets sick, they could sue you. If you do not, and a customer walks in the building, they get sick, they can sue you. Or if a customer walks in the building, gets your employee sick, they could sue you. Like it's this big thing that has been put on corporations, on businesses and stuff like that, that has put the fear into them that is then in turn had to force them to make rules and regulations and new policies in order to protect not only themselves, but their employees and the public. So I do not agree with the mandates. I think there is bullshit and I don't think it's right. But at the same time, I do not blame my place of work or other places of work for having to put these mandates into place because they are being forced just as much as we are.
yeah, and that's one thing. So, for anyone that thinks like, "Oh, well, you're just gonna, toe in the line and or you think you're standing up for it." Okay, so for anyone that doesn't know, I own a business. I think I've made that very clear. This is not my main job, okay? So let's make that very clear. I own a transportation company. I personally bring this stuff, from other, from producers, from like a lot of the food stuff that you buy, there's a good chance it came from me. And so I understand, I have lawyers that I talk to. In fact, I have a lawyer that I always like, a corporate lawyer that I always speak with, and I asked him this specific question, like, "Hey, what can I do to fight the mandates? These mandates that are being pushed onto everyone." And he said, "Basically, nothing, because the courts have decided that this is more important than individual choice." The idea of, um the Nuremberg Code, which we've talked about before, the understanding and the expectation of knowing what's being, put into you and being okay with it. Well, the information has come out that Pfizer has actually hid the information that this vaccine was developed with the use of fetal tissue. You know, as an atheist, like, as the ideology, okay, whatever. But personally, for aborted fetuses to be used to create a vaccine, I have a bit of a problem with. And I would not be surprised if a significant portion of the population is not okay with dead babies finding, or it's cheaper to use dead babies to find a cure for a problem. I'm sure a lot of people have a problem with that
I don't even know who the person that would have thought that would have been. Like, "Hey, let's use this." Like, it's
because it's cheap. It's cheap and a lot of, like, fetal tissue replicates very fast.
oh.
So that's why it's cheaper to use fetal tissue because it still has to take that imprint and duplicate. So that's why,
I
you know,
wonder if those are in contracts, like, when people are going to get an abortion and they're signing on the dotted line, they're signing their shit and not reading it because nobody ever reads the contracts. I wonder if it says in there, like, your fetuses can be used in medical purposes and stuff like that. I mean, it's it's such a
be surprised.
tricky thing because, okay, if I were to die and say I had like an organ donor card or whatever, I mean, technically they can use parts of my body, they can save other lives or experiment on me or do whatever it is that they want with my dead body, right? So, do I think it's gross? 100%. But do I think it's necessary and it could help save somebody else's life? Yes. So then it kind of turns to, okay, well, where's the line then? Because both are dead bodies and both could be used to save other lives. Do I think it's gross? 100%. I don't really know what I feel about it. I mean, I can, uh, I don't know. Like, I think it's really gross and icky. But at the same time, it's like, if it's helping save lives and nobody is getting hurt in the process, like this was a willing thing that had happened. I
Yeah.
I can understand somebody feeling icky about taking a vaccine that has that in them and be like, "I'm not okay with this." And I
Mhm.
think that something like this absolutely needs to be disclosed. And I think this is also a huge reason why there are a good chunk of people that do not want to get the vaccine because of that specific thing.
Yeah.
Do I think it's
Yeah.
wrong for them not to want it because of that? No, because it is an icky thing. It really is. Do I understand the reason behind it? Yeah, I do, but they should be very transparent in things like this, and I think that is a huge thing with the government and a lot of businesses, everything. Like, they're too closed off, they hide things because, "Well, no, 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 we can't tell people this because they won't understand." But the thing is, if you're more transparent with people and you're completely open and honest, people are gonna respect that a lot more than you hiding it and then it
Yeah.
coming out.
Yeah. Well, and that's kind of been the big issue. Like, I'm sure everyone, well, if you haven't, you can see the National Institute of Health, which was, funded in the United States, which they do not. Okay, so I'm gonna be very poignant with these words because they have very different meanings than what we would expect to have. So they were told that our funding is not to go to gain of function research. Okay. So, gain of function means to make a virus more dangerous than what it naturally is in order to create a vaccine, in order to combat it when the time arrives that this vaccine or this virus becomes deadly. Okay, so I'll say this. I can understand that. The issue I have is when a government is saying, "We will not fund this," and then a government indirectly funds it. So if you do not know, NIH funded enough function research. This is not disputed fact. This is conclusive evidence that Dr. Fauci in the United States, so for anyone that doesn't know, a lot of this stuff is coming from the United States. NIH, which is the hospital that Dr. Fauci in the United States works directly. He is the head doctor at the National Institute of Health, paid, um, something alliance, green is it Health Alliance? Paid in order to have gain of function research done in order to, um to have these viruses created to be more deadly than they naturally would have been in nature. So, I don't know where I'm going with this point, but the fact is, this is a well-known
Achieved
fact.
with
And now the fact that Pfizer, the largest corporation to ever have a settlement, is it's Pfizer has had, what is it, $2.3 billion judgment against them because of deceptive practices. Have hid this stuff, has hid stuff from the public. I believe it's 2.3 billion with a B, do not mix words, $2.3 billion. I might be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure it's $2.3 billion settlement because they were hiding information for talcum powder, which they knew was causing cancer in women.
2.3 is correct.
Okay, so there we go. So $2.3 billion in a lawsuit because they hid information for talcum powder that they were causing to women. Okay, so please, the same company that hid information from you is now being promoted on Stephen Colbert, on Jimmy. What the fuck is that guy from the Man Show? What's his name? Jimmy Kimball. You know, all these corporations. Isn't it weird when you see stuff that's saying, "Oh, sponsored by Pfizer"? The company had please, anyone, look up look up the stock of Pfizer in the past year. So from 2021 to 2020, look at the stock price. They have made multi-millionaires from what they've done. So they've helped create the virus, and now they're trying to create the cure for it. The same company that has had the largest settlement in United States history.
Pfizer has been a habitual offender, persistently engaging in illegal and corrupt marketing practices, bribing physicians and suppressing adverse trial results since 2002. The company and its subsidiaries have been assessed $3 billion in criminal convictions, civil penalties, and jury awards.
So there we go. So I'm not this is like, the point I'm saying is, so if you were getting fucked over by if you were getting, you know, touched inappropriately by someone, and they say, "Oh, no, 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 no. I'm changing what I'm doing now." Would you trust them? Would anyone trust if a company said, "Oh, the food that we produce is totally organic, and it's free from any type of pesticides, and it's good for your body. In fact, it's what doctors recommend." And then you found out, "Oh, no, there were lawsuits because this company was holding, information." Would you trust them? Would you trust them the same way? That is what we're dealing with right now.
This
Okay,
stock thing is crazy. Like, I went for it, it shows back from, like, 1980, which is, like, almost flatlined, and then it kinda creeps up a little bit. It does a big spike in 2000. When was H1N1?
2000 2006, 2008?
Hmm, anyway,
My dates could be a little bit off, but
there was
like I've said this before, I was distributing H1N1 kits. Me personally, it's not like, "Oh, I knew someone that did something that did this." No, I personally was delivering H1N1 kits to native reservations in Canada. Me personally, I can definitively say that. I'm not gonna name the company that I was working.
that was so gross. That
You're
came
welcome.
through so loud, it's not even cute. I'm so sorry for anyone listening to that on headphones.
I personally was delivering those kits, and I promise like, the thing is, I have nothing to gain from this. I have nothing to gain from this. Nothing. I promise you. I'm not trying to get some type of, like, fucking I mean, fudging, sorry, YouTube. You know what? Fuck you, YouTube. And fuck you, Twitter. You know what? On a fuck no, okay. Anyways, different war for a different day, okay? Different war for a different day. I personally was delivering H1N1 kits. My mom was pushing me, "Get the H1N1 kits." That was with my ex, we were pushing to get the H1N1 kits. We got that for our kids. I seriously considered it, but I didn't understand at the time. 2009? 2009, so 11 years ago, so I yeah, 2021 is how old I was at the time. Yeah, so le yeah, that's right in line. Yeah, 2021, I think I left the company that I was at doing that shortly after that, and then that's when I got my CDL and, started doing that. But
Yeah, I
so
did not get that one, and I ended up getting like, I didn't get that, um, vaccine, flu shot when it came out, but, yeah, I ended up getting H1N1. It
well
was
well
freaking brutal.
well, and look at the scare. I remember that time because I was acutely aware. It was like H1N1 was the swine flu. Oh, it's super scary, super scary, and then it fell off. It plummeted. No one was reporting on it, ever. No one was talking about it. After the initial scare of it, and I listened to C Job, and and they're I don't know if I would necessarily
See, the
say that.
media and the internet, everything was very different back in 2009. Like, it wasn't how it is now. There wasn't the extreme scare tactics that they have nowadays. Like, it wasn't literally plastered in front of your face everywhere. You'd see it on a newspaper, you'd see it on the news, and it would just like, "Oh, yeah, this is happening," and da 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 da. And then all of a sudden there was a vaccine, and then whatever, we kinda dealt with it, and then it was gone. But it's or well, it's not gone. It still comes around people, but it's in your just general flu shots that you get now. But it's not it 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 just wasn't the same as it is now where literally everywhere you turn, it's in your face and all over the place.
I don't remember what the fuck you were saying. H1 H Right, right.
It puts such fear or
Yep.
so so but with this having had but
Well, there's been quite a few that have shown, you see it comes in waves and it dips,
the
waves and it
John
dips.
the John Hopkins coronavirus thing. Like, that literally is showing you from the beginning of when COVID was announced, I guess, until now. So you look at it, you see this massive number, and it's just like, "Oh my god." Like, it's so scary,
Yeah,
but
it
you're
is.
not seeing it like, if we were looking at flu numbers or H1N1 numbers or whatever from the beginning of it until now, like, you're gonna see a big giant number there, and it's gonna be freaking scary.
Yeah.
But they've never done that with anything else other than this.
No, and see, and that's always been the issue, and that's what's kinda like, okay, for anyone that said, "Oh, you need to watch," "Oh, I know what's going on," and, "Oh, this is gonna be a scare tactic," and, all that stuff. When the thing is, when it first starts, you know what? I'm sorry. Mr. Mechanic that is, "Oh, I've checked this out and I've talked to a buddy of mine." Okay, I'm not gonna take you seriously because you're fucking your main job is a mechanic. No offense, and you know, I'm not trying to be rude. I promise you, I'm not trying to be. But when that's your job, that's not your expertise, okay, your opinion holds a little less water. It's when doctor like, you know, it's not like some Joe Blow fucking nobody, "Oh, I just graduated from medical school." No, it's people that have studied for decades and have said, "Hey, what's going on here seems a little weird." And that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that, "Oh, H1 or, COVID is fake." I've no. And I've said that almost from the start. This, like, whatever, and I come from a very logical idea. And for anyone that doesn't know, if the information and the policies does not make sense logically, I have a very hard time. For me personally, please, if anyone understand and is able to push a different, opinion and is able to, articulate an idea, please, I am more than happy. Please let me know. I would love to know the opposite idea. Please, I would love to. I've talked to people, we have friends that have had contracted COVID and have had, adverse reactions to it. I can think of one person. One person in particular has said that they've contracted COVID. In fact, they almost fucking died from it. Yes. And that's the thing. With statistics, no matter how much information you give them, because they are on the receiving end of it, numbers mean nothing to them.
Well, and it really all depends on the individual too, right? So, like, you could have gotten H1N1 when it was out, and it could have been just like a normal flu, or it could have been like a cold, where when I got it, I was sick for like 3 months. Like, it was brutal. And, like, we've known people who have had COVID, and literally they were sick for 24 hours and they were completely fine. And then other people were literally in the hospital on their deathbed for months and months,
Yep,
and now they're just starting to get better and
yep,
come back out, and it's a big struggle. So that's the thing, is this is affecting different people differently, right? So, which is the exact same as how it was with H1N1 and everything else. It's very unfortunate, and it's sad that people have died, and it's sad that people have um, gone through what they have gone through. And but you know what? This is an endemic. This is going to be around forever, unfortunately, and just hopefully it kind of weans itself out and gets less and less. Um, Detrimental and deadly, and less bad side effects. But I mean, we got to learn to unfortunately live with this and get back to our real lives. And
well, and that's kinda where so for anyone that doesn't know, I own a transportation company. So I'll reiterate.
what?
Yeah,
You
I
only
own
mention it like this is the third time now in this podcast.
well, I just I wanna make that very clear that, you know and so when these types of, like, regulations and stuff are being put in place, like, "Hey, if you wanna be able to move product to the communities that need it, oh, well, you need to have X, Y, and Z credentials in order to do it." And, and I'll say for me, for a business owner, I don't have the convenience of most company, drivers. I don't have the convenience of many other industries where I can just say, you know what? It's not worth it." Unfortunately, I have about $7,000 just in equipment coming out at the end of the month, and I understand that isn't the biggest thing, but you know what? This is a decision I made before COVID started. So, you know what? At the end of the month, and please, anyone, if you have $7,000 just on your personal vehicle coming out at the end of the month, you're gonna say, "Holy fuck. I can't stop this because I've made commitments." So, think of the other transportation companies that have decided, "You know what? This is something that we have to do, otherwise we die and people die along with us. That's the thing. So, I understand, why some guys are saying, "You know what? This just isn't worth it. It's not worth it." And, I totally sympathize with those people, and I understand it, and what? Ultimately, it's a terrible it's a I shouldn't say it's terrible. It's an unfortunate decision that has to be made. And when you're put in the position of, "Oh, you wanna like, you have to give up 20, 30, 40." There are guys that have been driving, and I've talked to these guys. I've talked to many of them. Trust me, truck drivers, anyone knows. Long haul guys especially, we talk. We have nothing to do but,
Nuh-uh.
"Oh, fuck yeah, we're like chatty Cathys, we can't shut the fuck up."
Doesn't surprise me.
There have been guys that have been driving longer, and I'm 32 years old, have been driving longer than I have been alive. So, when you see average and these are guys, they're salt of the earth kind of people. They're just trying to do a job, trying to do it as best as they possibly can to provide a service so that people aren't hungry. People are able to get the products and supplies that they need. I was trying to buy vape juice, douche flute fucking fluid, and I couldn't buy it. How crazy is that? Vape juice, I couldn't possibly buy it
Why?
because the product that they were trying to get came from another country, and they couldn't get it into the United States.
Hmm.
So, alright, so this was a very long-winded segment about, Manitoba MPs are gonna look at getting fired because they are not they wish not to disclose whether they have been vaccinated or not, and I think that's terrifying because these are elected officials.
It's not even like, you think about all the people, like, there was an article that you had posted on our Facebook group earlier this week too, with all the firemen, police officers, paramedics that are refusing to do this. We've all seen all the nurses and the doctors, and then you have members of parliament. You'd think at some point, especially with all of these big important people. Now, whether I don't think that um, emergency personnel get paid enough for what they do, not at all. But they are very important people, and they're people that we need, along with doctors, nurses, etc. And I mean, all these people are refusing to do it. You think at some point someone would be like, okay, well, instead of us losing um, 50,000 truck drivers that are literally bringing supplies to us, 47,000 nurses and doctors, X thousand police officers and first respondents. You think at some point somebody would sit there and go, you know what? We should really relook at this mandate because we're already short staffed in all these areas as it is, and losing more of these people, this is no bueno. This is not good. We need to do something else. And they're not. And it scares me of the fact of, you know what? If somebody needs an ambulance and they call for it, nobody's like, it's going to take longer. Nobody's going to come because they're not going to have those staff. Or someone needs a police officer 'cause someone's breaking in. Well, guess what? That person may end up dead because the police officer couldn't get to them because they're not at work. And that's not their fault. They have that right, and this was also in our Charter of Rights, which was literally put in there, and they're going against it. People are standing up. You can't get mad at the people who are standing up. Those are their rights. That's how they feel, and they're entitled to their feelings. Now, somebody really needs to just kinda wake up and be like, "We gotta do something different. This should not be allowed, and we have to figure out something else because we need these people."
Well, and that's kind of been my thing, like, maybe call me ignorant or, arrogant or whatever. Call it whatever you will. I honestly thought transportation, like, we literally bring the supplies that everyone needs in order for their life to continue.
Oh,
Lit
100%, literally everything. Not just food, it's like food, supplies, toiletries, medical stuff, like every single thing. You sit there in your house or you're listening on your podcast or whatever you're listening on. Guess what? A truck brung it. Brung it. That's right. I said it. It brung it.
well, as the expression goes, if you bought it, a truck brought it. And that's kind of been the mantra of the transportation industry is, if manufacturing is the heart of North America, truck drivers are the veins of it. But so okay, so I've sucked my own dick fucking long enough here. But so members of parliament, people that we have elected through a democratic process that we felt that they represented our interests, our and so this is a crazy thing. They keep People keep quoting them as leaders. I will make this clear, and I've made it clear on other podcasts, on other episodes. They are not our leaders. They are representatives. As simple as that. They are our representatives to Canada, to Manitoba, to other provinces. They're our representatives to what we are interested in North America, in Canada specifically. And for members of caucus, so the members that you elected to represent you is being kicked out because they refuse to disclose whether or not they have some certain type of piece of paper that says whether or not they've done X, Y, and Z. I think that should be terrifying to people. But I think we spent a lot enough time on vaccine mandates. I know for you, you've been looking at, Santa now being black? So, please inform us while I go piss myself.
Yes. So, so they are Black Lives Matter is looking at well, two separate things. One is, Black Santa
Yeah.
and for what? Okay, let's just talk on the Black Santa just for a moment. I mean, there's a couple different areas here. I mean, for one, if you were to go I were to go and put my hair in dreadlocks and wear some big hoop earrings, I don't know, you
Where
know,
you at, Phyllis?
right? It would be cultural appropriation, right?
Oh,
Okay. So they want to take a historical figure who was based upon a real life saint who was Saint Nikolai.
which was Turkish.
Yeah, Middle
It was
Eastern. Yeah.
Turkish.
Okay. So then they decided to create a character based off of Saint Nikolai, and he is a jolly white man. All right. Now they want to create a Black Santa. Now, the two things that I have on this, for one, how is that not cultural appropriation? Boom, just saying. And two, I mean, for one, I don't give a fuck if Santa is black, if Santa is white. If all of a sudden I seen Whoopi Goldberg walk in wearing a Santa outfit, I would be like, dude, you're black. Yeah, no shit. But she's dressed up as Santa Claus. I don't care. I really couldn't give a shit. Like, if you wanna dress up as Santa Claus, dress up as Santa Claus. Why does this have to be a thing where it's we have to create a black Santa? Why? I mean, you wanna wear a Santa outfit, just wear a Santa outfit. Why does it all of a sudden have to be, okay, the black people get a Santa, and the white people, they can have their Santa?
A gay Santa,
Yeah, that
right?
too, right? Our past episode, and a gay Santa. Why? Why does this have to be a necessary thing? I couldn't okay. I have gay friends, okay? If I saw one of them come in dressed up as Santa, I wouldn't be like, "Dude, you're gay. You can't be Santa. Dude, you're dressed up as Santa Claus. Who the hell cares? Why do you have to make it a
Any
spectacle?"
if you get any higher pitched, you're gonna fucking give bats, like you're gonna fuck up their echolocation.
That's possible. But it's just but it's just who cares? Like, why does everything always have to come down to that? Like, it's just okay, this is the thing. Well, guess what? Like, how many people have they had that were dressed up as Santa Claus that was of color? Okay. So, I mean, 1, you had Martin Lawrence in the movie Martin, okay? Then you have Whoopi Goldberg in Call Me Claus, Mekhi Phifer in This Is Christmas, Keith David in Christmas in Compton, Mm. John Witherspoon in Friday After Next, uh, Tracy Ellis Ross in Girlfriends, Morris Chestnut, The Perfect Holiday, Tyler Perry in Medea Christmas, Bill Cosby, sorry, Fat Albert's Christmas, it's funny, Bill Cosby, James Earl Jones in Reese's Christmas Miracle on Third Street. Like, there have been multiple, and not once were we all like, "Dude, you can't be Santa, you're black." Who cares? Guess what? Nobody cared. Why are we making it a thing now? Why?
Black Lives Matter cares.
Oh, Black
So
Lives Matter really cares. Black Lives Matter is awesome, by the way. So, in going in the little Twitterverse, happened to be looking up some Black Lives Matter bullshit, and got this little gem here, a couple little gems actually. So from Black Lives Matter Lansing, they're calling for Black Friday shopping question mark. Make it a Black Christmas by supporting Black-owned businesses and donating to Black-led organizations starting today through the new year. So they're calling for a Black Christmas, which is really funny because I thought Black Christmas was a horror movie. Yeah, yeah, it 100% was.
well, and okay, so for like the civil rights movement, Martin Luther King Jr. said, "I dream of a day when a individual will be judged on the content of their character, not the color of their skin."
Right?
That
Right.
was his teachings, and he literally died for that. Malcolm X taught a lot of the same kind of ideas. And it's weird, so you have this, from Black Lives Matter in Lansing, which is for anyone that doesn't know, is in Michigan. Black Friday shopping, make it a Black Xmas by supporting Black-owned businesses and donating to Black-led organizations. Starting today through the New Year's, let's buy Black, build Black, and bank Black. This is literally the regression of civil liberties, of seeing black and white as the same, as equal.
No, this what this is doing is literally saying black and white need to be separate. They're not the whole movement that they had before with um Martin Luther King, every for everybody to be treated as equal, for everyone to be as one. And they're literally diminishing that. They are saying, nay, nay, you wanted us all as one, you wanted us all equal. No. We want us black to be separate from those whites. No.
That is
Like I don't understand.
so me and Kim were talking about this. And so prior to so for anyone that doesn't know, prior to the civil rights movement and a very similar movement in Canada was there was a black economy and a white economy. And it's so weird that you have this tweet pulled up from Gwen Patton, which says, if Black Xmas is about not doing business with white businesses, blackxmas.org's domain name is registered through GoDaddy, owned by a white man. It is hosted on WordPress.org, a company founded by a white man and run by an all-white board of directors. Oops. So this is a thing, you know, like for me, and I've said this over and over again, I could not fucking fudging care less what color your skin. I honestly, and for any if anyone thinks otherwise, well, maybe you're part of the problem. I could not possibly care less. Ever. I don't care. Like, I've had conversations with people that are black, white, yellow, brown, fucking whatever. I've had conversations with them, and it's weird. They all of them, like, and this is in people, like, working class communities. This is in people that are trying to do their best, and they they really don't play into this. It's so funny that it's white people, and you know what the thing is? Me and Kim, we're mostly white. I guess technically I'm Aboriginal, so I'm a
Shut
minority.
your mouth.
I know, I'm a dirty fucking Aboriginal. Ooh. But, you know, and the people that I've talked to, they're just trying to do the best that they can. They don't care about race. But when you start saying that, "Hey, because of your skin color, you are disenfranchised because of this skin color."
We are literally like, I don't know. Some people really need to I don't realize the shit that they're doing because with what we're doing now, we are literally going to create a generation of the most racist people you have ever met. I mean,
Oh,
this is
absolutely.
what you're trying to do and Black Lives Matter and all this other stuff. You are literally creating a whole bunch of racists. And it's not because, well, Black Lives Matter, right? It's not the meaning behind it. It's the organization and the types of things that they're doing. Like, okay, in this one tweet here from Black Lives Matter, it's officially Black Christmas. Time to build Black, support Black led, Black serving organizations, buy Black, skip the Black Friday sales, and buy exclusively from Black owned businesses. Bank Black. Move your money out of the white corporate banks that finance our oppression and open accounts with Black owned banks. White supremacist capitalism uses policy to protect profits and steal Black life, including the lives of John Crawford,
Taylor.
Stephen Taylor, Riddell Jones, Yvette Henderson, Albert, okay, and on and on and on and on. Let's use every tool in our toolbox. Like, uh, really?
This is literally and this has kind of been the problem. So their idea is that, prior to civil rights was a white economy and a black economy. For anyone that doesn't know, you cannot have 2 separate ideologies, 2 separate worlds living under one banner. You cannot do that. And so when you start having, people saying, "Oh, well, we want to repeal civil rights." Okay, well, what was it prior to that? Not only was, you know, oh my the f I totally fucking forgot her name. It was a lady, Rosa Parks. Not only are you not letting Rosa Parks on the bus or sit on the front of the bus, you're not letting her on the bus.
Right? And the thing and that's the thing. Okay. So what? A bus pulls up. Let's just go with that, okay? A bus pulls up. There's a bunch of white people on the bus. So Rosa Parks decides, "Hey, I'm going to get on this bus." And then there's a bunch of people behind her protesting me like, "Don't you get on that bus. Don't
Hey,
get on
no,
that
no.
bus. You don't get on that bus full of white people. You wait for the next bus. You wait for the next bus, and if that one's full because all those people gotta get to work, then you wait for the bus after that. As long as it's a black bus and not a white bus, you get on that bus. Are you kidding me right now? Like, what? You are literally oh. When you look at children, children aren't gonna look at a darker colored Santa and be like, "Daddy, why is Santa black?" They're just gonna be like, "Oh, hey, look, a Santa." Kids don't see that way. They don't
Mm,
see it in the way that you're portraying stuff. I'm talking really young kids.
I would disagree with that because I would disagree with that to an extent because kids are they're unapologetically honest of things that they are unfamiliar with. So if kids are taught like, shown like, hey, black people, white people, brown people, we're all the same. It's just different color. That's all it is. They're no different. That's literally no different. That is true equality. That is real equality. Not saying, "Oh, you know, oh, you know, pay for this white man." No, you end up creating a lot of more races because you stop having communications. I don't, we've brought this up before. Our token black guy, that I get to hoist up and say, "Oh, well, I'm an honorary black man," because me and him, we see the world in a lot of similar ways, and he understands the impact of, you know, unwed mothers that are forced you know, um, into a welfare system, that are forced into working multiple jobs in order for them to support a family that they cannot support.
Well, and what is the welfare system? Or not what is a welfare system, but what is it what is it designed to do? Now, is a welfare system actually designed to help out the individual, to help them, put some money aside to be able to come off of welfare and be able to support their families on their own? Nay,
No,
nay.
no.
Welfare systems are literally designed to keep you trapped. They give you very minimal money, just enough to pay certain things if you're lucky. If you're lucky. If you make any money on the top of that, well, like if you have a job and you're on welfare, well, they're going to take that into consideration and give you even less. The
Yeah.
amount of money that you make literally would not give you an apartment anywhere in this city that wasn't in a really, really bad area or Manitoba housing or whatever. Like in some shitty area is where you're gonna get these houses for people to help you. They are not designed to actually help the individual. They're designed to trap you. So then what? You're constantly relying on the government to help you, begging them for their help. That's what it's designed for. It's not designed to actually help somebody get ahead, which is really sad because that is exactly what they should be designed for. If you don't want somebody to be on welfare for the rest of their life, okay, well, this is government money going to people, to help them survive. You'd think that they would want to help give them a hand up to be able to help them be self sufficient and come off of the welfare system, not trap them into it.
Well, and that's been the kind of the big problem. And like I don't wanna see people suffering, and that's always been my big thing, and I will not lose my focus on holding the people that are accountable for making these decisions, whether democratic or dictator. I am not gonna lose my focus because they've made these decisions. When we have a prime minister that has kneeled to Black Lives Matter instead of saying, "No, I will not bend the knee," to quote fucking Game of Thrones. I will not bend the knee to tyrants, to terrorists, to, you know, ideological supremacists. I will not bend the knee. But what did he bent the knee, saying, "I am wrong because I am white." How fucking you know what? Fuck it. How unbelievable. Instead of, "I will listen to your concerns, and let's try and make a world in which we are unified," instead of creating a country that is more divisive, that has more ineptitude, that has literally pushed the idea of, "Oh, 50 men, 50 women." No, I want my government to be the best. I want the best and brightest minds leading a country, be representatives of a country. You teach tolerance and acceptance, and that no matter what your color of your skin is, we will love you. We will support you. We will try to achieve greatness regardless of what you are. Regardless of what you think you are, you will not be forgotten. You will not be left behind. You are not a statistic on a fucking board. And let that be very clear. For me personally, I could not give a fucking less how much melatonin you have in your skin. I do not care. Are we brothers in arms and sisters in arms in seeing a system that has left us all disenfranchised, that has left us wanting more from our government, has wanting more of representation? Have we wanted that? Are we looking for the same outcome in terms of freedom, individual individual freedoms, the freedom of choice, the freedom of expression, the freedom to love who we want, to hate who we want. We're not gonna be prosecuted for it. Because let me tell you, when you put that shoe on the other foot, if you say, "I hate this person," and someone else on the other side says, "I hate this person," be careful, and I promise you, be very careful of what side you align with, because even if your enemy does not have that freedom, who the fuck are you to say that you have that freedom? You do not. And please, believe me when I say, when you are exploited for a cause, when you are pandered to for a cause, you are no different than a tally on a ballot sheet. Where they get to say, "Oh, we listen to you. We understand you." And then they make laws, when they make decrees at your least interested interest. Please understand that. Alright. Is there anything else?
No, I think we're good.
Oh, yeah. Get the fuck outta here.
Alright, thanks everybody for listening, especially if you made it through that. And, hope everybody had a fantastic week. Enjoy your weekend. We will see you again on Monday. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And everywhere where you can find us will be listed in the description box below.
Fuck for this.
I can
Get me the fuck outta here.
tell. Good night, guys.